and you're gonna take it and you're gonna smoke them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right, that's all I need to be clear. That's all I need
Yeah.
to be clear.
But it already happened. He played one of my leaked songs, and it was better than every other song this year.
Because you did leak Drake's address, correct?
No, he advertised it when he was building the house. Everyone knows it. It's like a place in Canada you go by. It's a monument. They say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal. Wow. He's like, like, man, my daddy.
Kanye West has stepped right into the Drake versus Kendrick controversy, and he's not holding back. He's out there screaming names and accusing Drake of being a full-fledged federal informant. Now, while Kanye may act irrationally at times, he always, in words, brings proof. Kanye claims that Drake's recent lawsuits against Universal Music Group aren't just about music. He's allegedly using them as a smokescreen to snitch on other rappers in the game. Guess who else isn't buying Drake's act? Drake is now playing both sides and acting like a victim, but Loki has been working with the feds the entire time. Word on the street is that Kendrick Lamar has more scathing diss tracks. Rumors are to be believed, Kendrick is set to expose Drake in ways that have never been seen before. However, the true question is whether Drake is collaborating with the federal government. And what will Kendrick say next?
Serious, bro. I think that this is one of the worst situations that could have ever possibly happened in hip hop. Imagine you get into a beef with somebody that you want to engage with. Yeah, you got challenged, but then you antagonizing the beef. And it becomes one of the biggest, most looked at situations that's going on publicly.
Everyone is aware by now that Drake has been in full defensive mode ever since. Kendrick clapped back in their feud and has been using every tactic at his disposal to try to push Kendrick out of the spotlight. However, the problem is that Drake is once again misinterpreting the atmosphere in the room, and Kanye steps in to put an end to it. Kanye and Drake have been at odds for years, and Kanye has never concealed how he truly feels. He believes Drake is fake, acting as though he only represents the culture when it benefits him. But the moment things get messy, he flees behind the scenes to his protectors. In a recent interview, Kanye didn't just come for Drake. He went after Lucien Grain, calling him Drake's sugar daddy.
Say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal. Wow. He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucien.
Well, Lucien worked for people who control the banks.
Kanye took it a step further and declared, Lucien is a culture vulture, using his power to control music and even influence black people across Africa. He also alleged that Lucien had been pulling strings in the business to maintain Drake at the top. That's important because Drake recently filed 2 lawsuits against UMG and Kanye, making it appear as though these legal actions aren't innocent at all. He claims that they're part of a larger scheme to defraud industry insiders. Guess, who's the head of Universal Music Group? Lucien Grain. The same man Kanye just called out is still higher up.
He's still a hired gun. He's just like a nigga handler. Like he just control Universal. He run it for him, but he ain't no overboss or nothing like
so
that.
He not no billionaire nigga like Ye.
Yeah, I mean, but he got a billion. You know what I'm saying? His money is infinite. It's a form of energy. It's a tool and shit. Work for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep,
Oh my God.
Think about we had Black Wall Street, we had Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in that vote, and then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV.
After listening to Kendrick's GNX album, Drake obviously realized he couldn't win this battle with bars, so he threw a fit and played the victim once more. Let's go back a little. Drake didn't just lose sleep over Kendrick's diss tracks. He took the beef straight out of the studio and into the courtroom. Drake sued Spotify and UMG on November 25th, alleging that they were conspiring to rig the game and make Kendrick's song Not Like Us popular. According to court documents, Drake claims that UMG was using bots called Poliola and other dubious tactics to push Kendrick's diss track to the top. That's right, he's accusing them of abusing the system to give Kendrick the advantage in their feud. The documents even cited an instance in which someone asked Siri to play a completely different song and suddenly Not Like Us began playing instead. Drake's group is using that as evidence that there is suspicious activity occurring behind the scenes. But here's the true twist. More of a warning shot than a full-fledged lawsuit. Drake's attorneys filed a pre-action motion, essentially requesting UMG to provide internal documents so they can determine whether there is sufficient evidence to bring a formal case later. In other words, Drake is saying, I know you guys are up to something. Now cough up those receipts so I can prove it. And since it's only a petition, Drake doesn't really need to provide concrete evidence just yet, but he went so far as to add a RICO allegation to the mix. According to some people, Drake is accusing UMG of dishonest business practices and false advertising. Like it's some kind of full-on crime syndicate? Now that this legal stunt has gone viral, people are talking, and not in a positive way. Some are even whispering that Drake is trying to gather information for something bigger behind the scenes, and that this whole move feels like Fed behavior. Drake is accusing UMG of fraud and adding RICO charges that are similar to the things Diddy is currently imprisoned for. But some people believe there's more to this move than meets the eye. Drake's hoping this will catch the Fed's attention, and once they show up, he'll have their protection when he starts dropping names on other rappers. And guess what? Kanye's not letting that slide. Not for a second. Kanye's never been the type to bite his tongue, especially when it comes to Drake. He straight up called him a snake and a fraud. And he's not backing down now. But believe it or not, things weren't always messy between them. Back in the day, Drake actually showed Kanye mad love, even saying Yeah was one of his biggest inspirations early in his career. And Kanye returned the favor by helping out with one of Drake's early tracks, Find Your Love, off his debut album, Thank Me Later. But of course, that piece didn't last long. Things turned ugly when Kanye felt Drake was getting too big for his own good. That's when the tension started. Drake was supposed to be featured on Kanye's 2010 hit All of the Lights alongside Rihanna and Kid Cudi. Kanye pulled a last-minute move and cut Drake's verse completely. That hit hard, and Drake never forgot it. From then on, Drake started throwing shade in public, and it only got worse. In a 2021 interview, Drake even implied that Kanye and Jay-Z jacked the whole idea for their collab album, Watch the Throne, from him and Lil Wayne. Crazy, right? What's wild is Kanye kind of admitted it later during a live performance. He didn't say much, but enough to make people talk.
Sitting right now, I just want y'all to understand that there's been a lot of rappers that came in the game that wasn't able to do something like this where they sit. And we wouldn't be able to make the music that we make. Me and Hov would have never made Watch the Throne with this nigga.
And Drake didn't stop there. In a follow-up conversation with The Source, he stated unequivocally, I don't want to be as good as Kanye. I want to be better. Now, during all of this drama, Kanye remained silent for a while and didn't contribute to it until another bombshell hit the streets, claiming that Kanye was the one who secretly gave Pusha T the information about Drake hiding his son, which resulted in that vicious diss during Drake and Pusha's epic beef. He took that deep secret and turned it into a lyrical grenade, dropping it in his diss track, The Story of Adidas, and forcing Drake to come forward and finally claim his son. The internet erupted, but when people turned to Kanye to ask if he was the one who leaked the information to Pusha, why? He categorically denied it and claimed he didn't tell Pusha anything.
Because I guess some people, the perception is where did Pusha T get the information for the diss song, this song
like,
to Drake?
Don't even pull me.
I'm not pulling you. That's why I'm asking you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying
right.
two people.
Right.
Don't pull me into that type of conversation. That's what y'all don't even understand. It's like.
So you didn't get Pusha T the information?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But what, don't pull me into this conversation. Like, I'm Ye. I got major things to do other than be telling him some information about Drake. You know what I mean?
Like, that's gossipy.
Yeah. I don't sit around and do that. Like, I honestly don't care that much, in all honesty, bro.
Right.
Like, it's fine, but I just enjoy music, you know what I'm saying? And enjoy being with my family. I enjoy making music. My head's not even in that place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, you have been very vocal about a lot of things. And
Yes, keep that chick to yourself. So Zan, I'll watch out for you and take care of you. I am aware that a lot of those losers you have been playing with don't truly understand how to respect you.
Almost to the biggest conflict, which is the ups and downs of your relationship with Kanye West at the end of the day?
I think that that's where all of this kind of stems from. It's all kind of rooted in that situation. Yes, you know, I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me, no matter what he says in interviews. You know, I know that he can tell whoever, you know, I got love for him and whatever, but it's not love. You know, it's there's something there that bothers him deeply, and yeah, I can't fix it for him. So
Drake didn't end there either. He made it apparent that he wasn't in a rush to make things right, and even stated that if there was ever going to be peace, he wouldn't be the one to initiate contact, but he would always be willing, as I mentioned.
like I said, I'm always willing to give the love and the credit. But yeah, things have just changed. I'm not just some kid that's a fan anymore. And now we have personal situations. And like I said, a lot of his issues with me, I can't fix them for him.
But would you be open to communication?
No, not really, because it's not on my end. I have no problem with any of these guys. I don't even know these guys like that.
And Kanye Man wasn't even close to saying sorry. In fact, he escalated the situation when he went on a furious tirade, accusing Drake of being dishonest and manipulative over the reports that he was seeing Kim Kardashian. Yes, you read it right now.
If I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, hey, Pusha, don't diss Drake on my beat. And I spoke about that and took accountability for that. Now, what I'm looking for my spirit to take accountability is the fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you f my wife and you're not saying nothing and you're carrying it like that, that don't sit well with my spirit. You know, if I had a girlfriend from Chicago, her name was Renita, and then you was married to Rihanna, I wouldn't make no song called Riri. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro. You know where that come from. Don't make no record with nothing that could be confused. Now, I told you, I didn't tell Pusha no information about your baby mama, nothing like that. That ain't come from me. But when you played that record for me in the studio that said, yo, we got some Kylies, we got some Kendalls, I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record like I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record like that. That man just had a baby with her. That's gonna be offensive. That's gonna be offensive to her. I hit Trav about the XT record and made sure that we was all good, that we know we.
Then came the intense tweets in which Kanye, who was still married to Kim at the time, claimed that Drake was sneak dissing him in songs and secretly texting Kris Jenner as if they were best friends. Kanye said, I've been trying to meet with you for 6 months, bro, and you're sneak dissing on Trav Records and texting Kris talking about how's the family. Stop this already, bro. You're getting people hurt out here, and over what? It's all love, bro. But don't play with me. You stay. Too close to be playing all these industry games, bro. Kanye even claimed that Drake threatened him and his family, saying the rapper was willing to go way too far just to win a beef, and then Kanye dropped the real bomb. So Drake, if anything happens to me or anyone from my family, you are the first. Suspects so cut the tough talk that was huge. It was the first time another rapper publicly said Drake might go all out no matter what it costs just to win a petty war in the industry. Fans have started to catch on to a pattern with Drake, and it's not a good look every time he gets into a beef. He throws out something wild about the other rapper's family or career. Then when they clap back, he suddenly flips the script and plays the victim. That's exactly what went down with Pusha T. Drake got reckless and Pusha exposed him for being a deadbeat dad. And now with Kendrick's same playbook. Drake dragged Kendrick's wife into the mix, trying to get personal, but Kendrick wasn't having it. He fired back with a brutal diss track that had everyone talking.
The same thing twice now. You mentioned Virginia Williams or whatever with Pusha T's wife, and you saw that took the gloves off, and we saw what happened. You mentioned Whitney, and Kendrick Lamar's wife name is Whitney. You have to be prepared for anything. There is no, oh nah, I can't believe you said that. No, because you're talking crazy already. This is a knock 'em out slugfest. This is no holds bar. This is, I don't care what that is.
Just when Drake thought the dust was blowing and he could begin repairing his reputation following the Kendrick feud, boom. Kendrick returned with a surprise album that made it obvious he wasn't done with him yet. The biggest jab came from the song The Heart Part 6 now. It was Kendrick's attempt to reclaim his iconic Heart series after Drake tried to hijack it. Drake had dropped a diss track called The Heart Part 6, a petty move meant to mock Kendrick's legendary series, but Kendrick wasn't even sweating it. He returned with The Real Heart Part 6, fully owning the moment and ignoring Drake's version as if it didn't even matter. However, Kendrick wasn't done with him. In another track off GNX called Whacked Out Murals, he threw more sly jabs. At Drake, Taylor said, "I prayed it was the edibles," and then he continued, "People from my city couldn't listen to him when he promised bank transactions and even Bitcoin, so that line hit hard." Now the industry is saying that Kendrick is just getting started, and that he has more tracks locked and loaded. Ready to expose Drake? Word on the street is that if Drake really wants to push that lawsuit forward, Kendrick has receipts, and not just any receipts we're talking, incriminating stuff that could blow this whole case open. Drake is out there accusing Spotify and UMG of using bots to increase Kendrick's numbers. And while there is some truth to the claim that these labels occasionally tamper with the system by using bots and payola to promote certain artists, here's the twist. Drake has been the target of the same dishonest tactics. In 2018, when his Scorpio album was released, fans noticed that something was strange. No matter what playlist they clicked on, Drake's music was all over Spotify. People were calling it Drake overload. And it got so bad that some users actually requested subscription refunds, claiming that they felt like they were being forced to listen to Drake's album, which was available on Spotify. Drake even had to quietly settle with some of those users. Now, fans are accusing Drake of being a complete hypocrite years ago.
Oh, like that.
He said the record didn't do the numbers that it did.
Right.
They inflated the numbers to make the song seem more popular than what it actually was.
Okay, I got that part.
Drake is the first guy to have 20 songs with at least 1 billion streams.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to say there's a rapper bigger worldwide than Drake. Right. Drake, bro, okay, he got one up on you. It happens. You take this kind of measure? Chad, I'm confused. Just let it, bro. He got you. Ocho, you know how guy, we round there, we joning.
Right.
Guy get you. He get on you, right? Hey, ain't nothing you can do. It can't no comeback. He just got, hey, bro, you got me today. Drake, he got you. It's okay, bro. You Drake. Kendrick got one up on you. Not the end of the world, bro. Yeah. But I'm surprised that.
Here's the kicker, though. Whether Drake previously abused the system won't matter if the authorities decide to accept the case. He is the one coming forward. He will be seen as the whistleblower rather than the recipient. As for Kanye, he's not getting off the Drake hate train anytime soon. In fact, he stepped up the ante on the song 530 on his most recent Vultures 2 album. Whether Drake wins the lawsuit or not, it's obvious that people are beginning to see right through him. That certified lover boy image is cracking, and fans are beginning to realize that this whole nice guy act might have just been a cover all along. Some fans are saying Drake seriously messed up with this one, like he might have just pulled the worst move of his career. One online user wrote this: "Is so going to backfire on Drake Hall? His dirty laundry is about to come out, and the embassy might get raided? Wild, huh?" People are obviously thinking that this lawsuit might open a Pandora's box of drama and end up hurting Drake more than it helps him. With Kanye exposing him, Kendrick on his neck, and the streets watching his every move, another fan wasn't holding back either, saying that Drake isn't smart at all or that the industry got rid of people for way less. Even if, and that's a big if, he wins that money, he's going to be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. Drake may have begun something he can't finish, but what do you think? Is Kanye right? Is Drake a shill for the government? And will this lawsuit backfire? Please share your ideas in the comments section below. We'd love to hear them. For more crazy breakdowns like this one, remember to like, share, and subscribe. I promise you that the next narrative will be much messier. I'll see you on the next one.